Hey, this is Nathan with the Cornfed Coverage, and these are my analysts.
I'm Chase.
Not Michael.
And it's been a little bit since we've last put something out for you guys. There have been 6 Husker basketball games since we last spoke, but 4-2 over the last 6. That's not bad for the number 9 team in the country, and featuring a pretty bad loss last night.
Yeah.
But
Two pretty bad losses.
yeah, well, even I was not a bad team. But let's go ahead and just get into the first game that happened on Valentine's Day. I was actually at this game against Northwestern. You know, the first half there was not a lot to be excited about. We led 28-27 going into the half. But in the second half, we just saw the team kind of light it up. We started hitting the shots that we needed to, pulled away a little bit, ended up winning, significantly during that game. But the atmosphere at Pinnacle is just, it can be unmatched once the team starts, playing well. When they play poorly, you can definitely hear it. It gets pretty quiet. If the refs are making bad calls, we let them hear it, that's for sure. But what did you guys think about, well, actually, the next game was the Iowa game, which we lost away.
Yeah.
So, what did you guys think about those two?
Yeah, what you said about the Nebraska-Northwestern game. We started slow, but then we started making our shots there in the second half, pulled away. Especially Sanford had some big threes there in that game. The Iowa game was kind of a tougher one there. Iowa was, I think, maybe if I'm mistaken, they were either like in a yellow out or a blackout or something. I remember watching that game. They stormed the court because they beat a top 10 team. But that game, Price struggled shooting it. I think that's kind of a common thing in these 6 games since we last recorded is when he's shooting well, we always play great defense. So when we have that offense, we can pull away on teams, but sometimes we just go stagnant a little bit, and that's what happened in that Iowa game. What do you think, Michael?
Fuck Iowa, always and forever. So losing to them in football and now in basketball is just not fun. But I mean, they put up a good fight, but
No, we didn't. We shot 21% from 3.
yeah, but it was still a close game.
Yeah,
It really shouldn't have
it could have been a
been.
lot closer if we didn't get out-rebounded 37-24. And I also feel like that's another common thing in our losses is typically we get out-bodied on the boards.
I remember that, especially in the Purdue.
When Mass struggles just shooting in general, and he also struggles on the boards. Like in the Purdue game we lost, we got outboarded 21 offensive rebounds to 9 offensive rebounds, and this is just a common thing we see when we lose games. Michigan,
Except for UCLA. I will say
yeah,
UCLA,
we did good.
it wasn't
We did
it
good
wasn't
on
as
boards,
bad.
but
It
we
was
just
fairly
couldn't.
even.
That UCLA game, we just couldn't shoot.
Yeah, we just made a lot
Same
of
with the Iowa game.
UCLA, I feel like, too. Turnovers like
But-
galore, and
But like you said,
Mhm.
when Sanford starts hitting his shots, when Frager can make his shots, when Hoiberg is Hoiberg's been great throughout this for the
He
most
might be
part.
the best glue guy in the country for college
Art
basketball.
blue guy of our team.
Well, he had 12
He's
points in
that
that
assist to
UCLA
turnover
loss.
ratio.
But Hoiberg also had like 30. I don't know if he had 32 minutes in the game, but he had like 28, 27 minutes.
It doesn't matter how many minutes he has. Sam Hoiberg is your favorite player's favorite player.
Yeah, 100%. He's just the hustle is there. You don't see it from the entire team sometimes, like that UCLA loss or the Iowa loss. But one common denominator is Sam Hoiberg will put his fucking life on the line for this team on the court for sure. And it's great to see, but like you guys also said, 4-2 over the last 6 games is not terrible. Yes, we lost to Iowa. Yes, we lost to UCLA. UCLA is 17-1 at home this season, and their only loss came in double overtime as well.
They beat Illinois and
At
Purdue.
home.
Yeah, they also I was gonna say they upset 2 other top 10
So-
teams.
they could also be a turn. I mean, they're 20-7. They could.
UCLA will be a
They could-
I
tournament
think
team.
they're like
They should be a
like
tournament
9 or
team.
10 seed right now, so I think they're safe.
And
Yeah.
UCLA is also a very hard place to play in general. They've always really had a great atmosphere. People put it up there with the atmosphere of Kansas or Kentucky or Duke.
They're kind of
So,
a historic blue blood of the sport.
Yeah. They've always
Yeah.
been good at basketball. Now, Nebraska, on the other hand, and I just want to address something. I've seen negativity about our basketball team when we lose to Iowa and UCLA. People need to remember Nebraska has not won a March Madness game in the entirety of school history. We haven't done it yet.
Michael,
last-
that doesn't need to be reminded. I
No,
think we
but-
all get
but we
reminded
need-
of that fairly
Those
often.
negative fans need to have a reality check. Yes, they can complain, but they need to keep their expectations, I would say, at bay.
Yeah, and I mean,
Why?
Just be,
games like this will
Just-
happen too, but
Nebraska's not a perfect basketball team this season.
Kansas
Yes, they're
lost
great.
last night to a team that's not going to make the tournament.
Yeah, and Arizona State looked like they were on one that night, and some teams are on one. I mean, Nebraska's going to get the
Kansas
best
has their
of
own
every
issues
team.
with Darren Peterson.
I mean, yes, you're not wrong. They don't
Texas
have the
Tech
best
lost
player.
at home. They're a top 10 team also.
Mm-hmm.
And like Nebraska lost to Purdue.
And I'm
at
not
home.
trying to, I'm not trying to argue there, but all I'm saying is, I think that being the number 9 ranked team in the country brings with it a certain level of play. I think that we were expected to either barely lose last night or win the game outright.
I mean,
And we
UCLA
came
was
out-
1.5-point favorite. I think when the
Exactly.
game
So
came to
either
a close.
lose the game or win it, or lose a close game or win it outright.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm definitely disappointed
Yeah.
with how that game went last night.
I mean, yeah, we can be disappointed, but like Nebraska's historically not been that great in basketball. And the last 2 seasons, Fred Hoiberg has been developing this team into the mold that he has been wanting. The goal is reach March Madness, I would say, and win a game. That's what I'm saying.
Their goal should be to win a championship.
Yeah, their goal is more than that. But I know what you're saying. Like, me as like
That's
the-
always
gotta-
going to be.
They got to take it one game at a time, though.
Me to be
I don't
the-
think that's what the
actually
fans
higher
want. The fans
expectations
don't.
than just making it and winning one game. But
Yes,
I will
I
personally
think that that is why
one
people
win.
are a little bit more upset about it. Is
I
because
mean, I can't.
they're not wanting to just. If we lose a couple games that we shouldn't, it's perfectly reasonable that we get upset in March. You know,
I mean,
I think
yeah,
that's a big worry that a lot of people have. Because
and that
after the
could-
Michigan game, it seems that there are, as soon as a team can figure out how to cover the type of offense that we like to run with Price and just a lot of off-ball screens to get our guys open, if they figure that out and we can't adjust, we'll shoot poorly. They're going to be able to out-rebound us if they have the size. And that's an easy way to get first-round exited in March.
Basically,
So I think
yeah,
that's
but-
why some fans are concerned.
basically every game
Yeah.
but the Penn State game, we struggled into the second half. Like we were down to USC.
Mhm.
The Maryland game was tied.
We were only
10
up
minutes
one.
left in the
We
game
were
before we pulled.
we
that
were only
out.
up 1 against Northwestern at half.
Yeah. So
Yeah, if Braden Frager wouldn't have had the game he did against Maryland, we lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was a spark plug. He put up 21 against them on the road.
Yeah, but
Or
what we
at
need,
home, sorry.
What we need though is consistency. We need our team to play like they're the top 10 team, and that's why I'm saying Nebraska hasn't been here before. We haven't been in the top 10 consecutively ever.
Mhm.
Also, our highest ranking before this season was 9, and now it's what, 7?
Yeah, I think 7.
5.
We got up to 5.
I believe
So-
we got up to 5 this year.
Oh yeah,
So
I
far,
think it was a
this
top
is-
5 matchup against Michigan.
Yeah, that's right. But besides the point, Nebraska hasn't been here before. This season is probably the best season we have had in almost an eternity. I think
If we win
I
one
was
March
talking to my
Madness game, then I think you could comfortably say it is, because we have.
yeah,
I think right now
I
we're
think we
tied
have the
with
most
wins.
most wins per season. Yeah, if we have one
we
more
did
win, we have
break
the
the
most wins in school history.
we're tied right now. But I was talking to my coworker, and he's a little bit on the older side, but he's always followed Nebraska basketball. And the last time we've been consistently in March Madness was the '80s, and we did it 5 years in a row. So since then, we haven't been consistently in March. Now the last 3 years, we lost to Texas A&M, but we made March Madness. Then we won that Vegas crown last year, and now we're projected, I think 4 or 5 seed now.
I think
But
3 or 4 mainly.
but what
I
I'm
think we're
saying
a 4
is,
seed right now with the loss to UCLA.
it's hard to say act like you've been here before because Nebraska hasn't.
Nobody's saying act like you've been here before.
I've seen Twitter trolls say stuff.
Well, I'm
okay?
sure they're saying that to Nebraska fans. But I think we can, if we beat Iowa, and then if we beat Iowa, we're getting a triple bye. We'll lock a top 4 seed for sure. And then we're going to have a good team probably that we play right away in the Big Ten tourney because there's only good teams left at that point. So we win a couple games in the Big Ten tourney, maybe F around and win it all. We could probably get back up to that 3 seed. I think it'd be a lot nicer to be in that 3 because those 14 seeds are just a lot weaker than a 13 seeds. 13 seeds win almost every year. There's like one or every other year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Yeah, it would be much better if we were 3, obviously. But again, we can't forget the Penn State win, the Maryland win, the USC win, like we were talking about. Those were, gutsy performances. They came out, played hard all till the last whistle, and I think that's how we got the win, especially against USC just the other night.
I remember telling you guys I was impressed after that win, so especially how
that made me feel good. Price had 32.
We've also come back down 15 at Indiana. Like, we've shown we can be resilient and move forward, but like I said, consistency in the last 6 games.
Yeah, it just looks like a different team than we did against
opponents. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a little different than we did earlier in the season. I will admit that, but I'm still hopeful. Let's go ahead and talk about this Iowa game happening on Sunday here in Lincoln. Last regular season game. One of the things that I need to see out of them is I need to see them shake this UCLA loss, get that taste out of your mouth, play connected, play consistently, and take care of business, split the series with our rival. I don't think that a loss would really bode well for our postseason hope in the conference tourney or in March Madness tourney either. I think that this is going to be really important to build our confidence going forward. And it helps us avenge the loss we took last month in their house. Just play smart basketball, take good shots, get the board, That's really all I can say. We just got to take care of business. What do you guys think?
I mean, Chase and I have talked about this before, and so have all of us. It is harder to play good basketball on the road away from home because you don't have your arena behind you. Like, granted, I'm pretty sure Nebraska's lost, Purdue at home and Illinois at home? But outside of that,
That's all I can think
really
of off the top of my
recall.
head.
So, PBA,
Yeah, out of our 4 losses, 2 of them are home.
PBA is rocking
Okay.
when Nebraska plays. That is going to be an advantage for this game. And it being the last regular season game, I feel like the fans will show out. I mean, we're still going to be a top 10 team because rankings come out Monday. So if we can beat Iowa, I'd say we probably stay in the top 10. I honestly would say we would stay right where we are.
Kind of just matters what other teams do. Like Texas
Yeah.
lost last night, and they're number 10.
It
Kansas lost.
depends.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what happens in the greater
So
landscape.
much happens.
We have to take care of.
sometimes.
Well,
But-
and Michigan will play Michigan State before the Big Ten tourney still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some matchups that need to be happening.
Michigan plays Iowa too.
I mean,
Yep.
we're also gonna have to crash the boards like no other in this game because
Yep.
that's what Iowa beat us on, and they also
I
beat
think
us
we
in
need to
turnovers.
contain Sturts better.
Yeah.
We need to play better perimeter defense for sure, and we need to block those inside cut lanes that they can use to cut to the basket. Because if Burke and Rink are both crashing the boards, I feel like we should be okay. But those the Iowa center and power forward, they're a filthy combo too. I think when we lost to Iowa, Rink and Burke had a tough time containing both of them. They were getting boxed out. They were getting beat to the boards as well. So if they can crash the boards and our perimeter / interior defense is solid, I'd say we have a good shot of beating Iowa this weekend. But we also need to shoot the ball and make buckets because that UCLA loss, like you guys said, we shot 39% from the field. We shot 29% from the three. Like,
21.
You're not going to win a game shooting that low of percentage shots.
Yeah.
And they just need to figure it out, for sure.
Yeah. I think Hoiberg's going to get the boys ready this week. I think we're going to beat Iowa personally. They have to play Michigan here Thursday night. That's their senior night. They're getting ready to storm the court Thursday. Whereas we're coming off a tough loss here Tuesday night, so we'll have a couple extra days than them. And like Nathan was saying too, I think we need this just to get some confidence going into our postseason. I don't want to end the season on back-to-back losses to UCLA and then Iowa sweeps us.
Yeah.
So I think we need this one going forward, and I think we're going to get it. Samford
Well,
really
if we-
struggled scoring last time. I don't think he will this time at home, and he'll get his get back
Well,
against
if we-
Iowa.
If we win, then that gives us that confidence on that triple bye, right?
Yeah, we'll for sure have a
So then we can go into the game.
Seed.
Well, imagine we lose to Iowa. They're not going to be able to get that taste out of their mouths for a week. You're going to have to sit there and just try and get over it without playing another game.
It matters.
Yeah,
So
I'm not sure where they're
hopefully
seated
Iowa
at in the
will
tournament.
bye.
No.
Mhm.
But like you said, Chase, Fred will get the boys right. They'll get their mindset there. They're already focusing on Iowa. Like the boys right now are on a 3-week or a 3-day break or 4-day break.
Yeah,
So
I think
they get the time
Iowa's
to
kind of
recoup.
like us in a way too, where they play really scrappy defense. Like when we played last time, neither team got over 60 points. They got a couple 3-point shooters like we do, and they just play great defense. So I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair that will come up on top of.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it'll be very similar to the last game we played. I do think that we win as well. I think it's going to be very similar to the last game we played, but I think we need calls to go our way. Got to make good decisions in order to win the game.
Yeah.
In other news, Miami, Ohio, 30-0. Will they make it to 31-0?
Will they make the tournament?
Are they going to make it to March? Who knows? That's one of the fun storylines that has been gracing the college basketball world. In other news, UConn smacked St. John's 72-40.
Yeah, they did.
That is a 6 versus 15 matchup. That is embarrassing for Rick Pitino. I don't know, but it just scares me having St. John's go far into the bracket.
Yeah, they don't really have anyone that can score, but they do play good defense.
Yeah, they do. Duke beat Michigan earlier last month in a 1 versus 3 matchup, 68-63. Pretty tightly contested. It was probably one of the best games of the year, I would say. But then in the Big 12, Houston dropped 3 straight games. Number 6 Iowa State, number 4 Arizona, and then at number 14 Kansas.
Tough games, but yeah.
that's a rough stretch of games. I don't think that anyone in the AP vote is going to knock you too hard for that. That's why they're still in the top 10. But, that's rough. But then Cincinnati upset Kansas last month, and then kind of like what you guys were saying last night, they got upset by Arizona State.
One of the most polar teams is Kansas this year. They'll beat Arizona, they'll beat Houston, and then they'll lose by 20 to Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then even
on a little run right now too.
They are.
I don't trust that team either. But in other news, Creighton, the Blue Jays, right?
Mm-hmm.
They beat number 5 UConn 91-84. That is UConn's first home loss of the year, I believe. So that's pretty good for them. Arizona also took back-to-back losses at Kansas 82-78 and then versus Texas Tech with Toppin before he got injured. R.I.P. I hope he heals up. That sucks. But then another Big 12 team who's ranked very high in the country, Iowa State, also took back-to-back losses versus Texas Tech, 82-73, and then at Arizona, 73-57. They kind of got boat raced there. But did you guys get any other games that you guys wanted to talk about?
You caught a lot of them there. That Duke-Michigan game, I was kind of wrong. I was on Michigan. I was like, it's men against boys, but honestly, the Duke freshmen and sophomores were pushing around the 22, 23-year-olds that Michigan has, so that was kind of crazy to see. It makes me think that Duke might be the favorite right now. They are looking really good. I think last night people were kind of thinking, at NC State, it's kind of trendy. They might be able to beat Duke, and no, Duke murdered them. So other than that, I'll just touch on Florida's kind of running the SEC now after dropping a couple games early. They won the Natty last year. They had Clayton was their senior point guard that kind of made a lot of the big threes. But now they're led by their backcourt and their bigs that get like 40% of their offensive rebounds, and I think they're going to be a scary team with all those other teams that you mentioned coming in here to March.
Mm-hmm. Michael, what about you?
You hit on a lot of them. Those are the games I've been tuning into. I just try and watch the big games, and
I do believe UCF also upset BYU not too long ago.
I think they killed them.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was fairly one-sided.
I think BYU.
I'm not sure if Davanza was playing.
Diavanza only had like 12 points. They locked him down.
He's still a top 3 pick. He's so good. But, Nebraska did beat them in a
I know, and people were like
game.
posting that on Twitter, and they're like, look, Nebraska beat because BYU was like preseason top 10. Little did they know that if we were going to be the ones in the top 10 and not BYU.
Which is crazy.
Yep.
No, we were Nebraska basketball was preseason ranked 14th. We were dead last in the Big Ten. Nobody thought we were going to be good.
I don't know if we were big last in the Big Ten
There's 18
preseason conference rankings.
But 14.
Well,
I don't think that we were at the
14. We were. You can look. We were 14 preseason.
But we weren't at the very bottom of the Big Ten. We weren't the very best.
We were 4 spots away from the bottom out of 18
close,
teams.
but it's not like Arizona State going from last to winning the conference.
Purdue's down by 6 right now to Northwestern, and that's the team that we probably want to lose the most right now for our conference standings hopes. Because they have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, that would be good. Because they beat us at home. But with that, I think that, with the conference tournaments kicking off here soon, I think that we'll be back with you guys next week to give you our picks on who's going to win each conference tournament.
Yep.
So feel free to comment, like, and share the video. If you have anything to comment, who do you think's going to win against the Huskers in Iowa this weekend, and who do you think's your March Madness favorite? Leave it in the comments, and we'll discuss it next week. But with that, I am Nathan, and
I'm Chase.
And I'm Michael.
And we're the Cornfed Coverage.
Welcome to March.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Go Big Red.
March. Go Big Red. Have a good night.